Columbus City Council meeting for April 1st, 2024 will now come to order. In compliance with the Open Meetings Act, a current copy of this act is posted in our meeting room. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Bulkley.
Here.
Alarcon.
Here.
Barr.
Here.
Freshour. Hemer.
Here.
Jablonski.
Here.
Lopez.
Here.
Roth.
Here.
Schilling. Mayor Bulkley, the roll has been called.
Thank you. Mr. Council President.
Our Father, thank you for the opportunity to serve our fellow citizens. Please give us your wisdom and guidance to make the proper decisions entrusted to this governmental body. May our conduct show respect, honor, and courtesy to each other, as well as to all our citizens. Amen.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, stay does that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. If at any time during our meeting this evening, anyone in our audience would like to speak, we'd ask that you come forward, address an item that may be on our agenda, and we'd ask that you would keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. With that, we'll move on to the consent agenda.
Item 4, consent agenda. The following items are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a City Council member or citizen so requests, in which event the item will be removed from consent and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 4A, minutes of the March 18th, 2024 City Council meeting. Item 4B, payroll and bills on file. Mr. Mayor and council members, is there anything you'd like removed from consent?
Mr. Mayor, the items on the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to, meeting adjourned. No, wait a minute, that's April Fool's.
Oh.
Okay? Brings us up to new business. I gotcha.
Item 13A, appointment of Michael Klee as a police officer.
Council members, with your permission, the mayor wishes to submit the name of Michael Klee for conditional appointment as police officer, subject to successful completion of all tests and training. The Civil Service Commission certified this candidate at their January 24, 2024 meeting. Per council rules, the 2-week waiting period for the appointment of a police officer is waived. Michael Klee is currently a resident of Columbus, Nebraska. He was born in Warren Robins, Georgia, and attended 2 years of high school there. He then moved to Nebraska City, Nebraska, where he completed his high school education. Mr. Klee has attended Peru State College, Southeast Community College, and Central Community College. He received his bachelor's degree in music from Buena Vista University in Storm Lake, Iowa, and then continued his education at the University of Nebraska, Omaha, where he received his master's degree in music performance. Michael has a teaching certificate and was most recently employed as a music instructor with the Columbus Public School System. Mr. Glee will attend the Nebraska Law Enforcement Training Center and participate in the Columbus Police Department field training. This is a budgeted position. Council members, will I have a motion for this appointment?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Mr. Klee is in the audience with us. Would you please come forward and introduce yourself to the council and the community?
Hello, my name is Michael Klee, and as you know, I've been a middle school teacher for quite some time.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Councilman Barr said you're the one that should have come up and led us in song. But no, we are glad to have you. Welcome to the police department. Good luck in your training.
Thank you.
Item 13B, application of Husker Bar for a special designated liquor license on 11th Street between 23rd and 24th Avenues from 10 a.m. to midnight, 12 midnight, July 27th, 2024, for the anniversary celebration.
Mr. Mayor, I move the application of Husker Bar for a special designated liquor license be approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this application for a special designated liquor license. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13C, application of the Friedhof Room at Schwazier's for a special designated liquor license at Frankfurt Square, located on the corner north of 13th Street and east of 27th Avenue from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., May 25th, 2024, for an anniversary celebration.
Move the application of the Friedhof Room at Schwazier's for a special designated liquor license be approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the application for this special designated liquor license. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13D, proposal from Security Equipment Incorporated in the amount of $18,247 for camera upgrades at the South Water Plant. This is CIP number 24-34.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the proposal from Security Equipment for camera upgrades be accepted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this security equipment upgrade for the South Water Plant. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13E, quote from Nebraska Golf and Turf in the amount of $22,680 for batteries for 18 golf carts.
Mr. Mayor, I move the quote for Nebraska Golf and Turf for golf cart batteries be accepted.
Second. We have a motion and a second to accept the quote for the golf cart batteries. Any discussion?
It's not a budgeted item?
I see that.
It's not, but he has funds in his maintenance, one of his maintenance lines.
Was this maybe more than they had expected, do you think?
Well, I think they've replaced nearly all the golf cart batteries, and it came on unexpectedly.
Quicker than they maybe had in mind. Okay.
Right.
All right. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13F, quote from Creative Sites in the amount of $239,462.57 for playground equipment at the community building. This is CIP number 24-4.
Mr. Mayor, I move the quote from Creative Sites for playground equipment be accepted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the quote from Creative Sites for the playground equipment. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
Gene, do you have any idea when you'll hear on the other quotes or the
Grants?
grants? Thank you.
The Black Hills grant should be the end of the quarter, so I'm thinking since March has ended, we should be hearing on that one.
Okay.
The AARP one won't be for at least a month. The one thing, if we order the equipment now, there's a lead time of 6 to 10 weeks on the equipment, and the equipment won't be installed until the fall, and so that still gives us time to
Right.
try to get more grants and that type of thing written, so.
Thank you for writing those. That's really appreciated.
No
It saves us a lot of money.
Well, and then the grant we've got last week or the week before, was it last week? That
2
we
weeks
did
ago, I think.
2 weeks ago, we
Yeah.
did it from T-Mobile. So this would fall right in line with those that you're talking, right?
Yep.
Okay. Any other comments or discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13G, comments from the mayor and city council members. In compliance with the Open Meetings Act, no discussion may be held on this item.
Do we have any comments from council members this evening? Everybody's nice and quiet. Ate a lot of Easter candy. The mayor has nothing himself to share this evening. So we'll move on.
Item 14A, resolution number R24-34, approving the backup response plan for the Columbus Fire Department and Duncan Fire and Rescue.
Mr. Mayor, I move resolution number R24-34 be adopted.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R24-34. Any discussion? I would ask Chief Gray if he'd just give us a little background on this, please.
Sure thing. So the backup response plans are required from the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services for EMS licensure as an agency. Currently, the city of Columbus has this agreement with Priority Medical, but as Duncan has worked through the process of becoming a licensed EMS provider, in discussions with them, we believe it's going to be mutually beneficial for us to both provide each other that backup response service. It is rare that we use that here in the city. Before it even gets that, we would call for mutual aid. But like I said, it is required from the Department of Health and Human Services to have this in place. With that being said, I also wanted to make the public aware that in November of last year, we did enter into an interlocal agreement with Duncan Rural Volunteer Fire Department to provide EMS services for 6 months with optional month-by-month renewals. They notified us in March that they are not going to require those renewals, so we will no longer be providing services to them effective May 1st at 0800. So Pat Shimmick is the representative here from Duncan to discuss this if you all have any questions, but all of this is in good faith to help each other out and move forward from what we had discussed last year.
Awesome. Pat, do you have any comments or would like to add anything? I think it's great. You've made tremendous progress.
Well, yes, thank you, council members, for hearing me. Again, Patrick Shemmick with Duncan Fire. I'm currently the EMS chief over there. We've worked hard to get our license established, get an ambulance. We expect to be up and running full May 1st as anticipated initially in the contract negotiations that you had with the rural district. We hope that both Chief and I had this discussion that, again, this is something that we hope we never have to use. Hopefully we always have personnel, but us coming from a volunteer standpoint, you know, there's days that we may not have personnel around. We currently have 9 in the EMT class plus 2 other responders that are licensed. So we will have a staffing of 11, which is outstanding. Awesome. Most rural departments around us struggle to get more than about 6 or 7. So we anticipate hopefully being fully serviced. This is also a great opportunity for us if we would be called for Columbus to help repay those years of service that Columbus has provided us for free and covered us all those years, just kind of as a return the favor kind of thing. Do you have any questions for me? Any questions?
One more thing I'd like to add, just so you all are aware, is we decided to do this on an annual basis, to come back to the table, look at types of responses, if any occurred over the previous calendar year, and make any changes if necessary. So you will again see this time next year.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the job you and your EMS personnel have done. Glad to see you're getting up and going, and hope you don't need us, but we're here if you do.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. So we have a motion and a second to accept. Without any further discussion, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14B, resolution number R24-35, approving the settlement agreement and release with the International Association of Firefighters, Local 1575, in the total amount of $9,877.98 regarding the calculation of overtime pay.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of resolution number R24-35.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution R24-35. Any discussion? I think we just need a brief explanation, just so the public understands, whether that's you or Heather, or whatever,
Basically, the fire department employees have their base salary, and then they have, like, they used to have separate from their base wage education stipends that were paid, and FLSA or overtime. It's difficult to determine. That FSLA regulations are quite cumbersome and complex, and we were not including every education stipend in all of the overtime calculations because we didn't think that was required, and it had been done that way for decades and decades. Well, then the union brought it to our attention. We've worked through this, obviously, so this is what should have been, so this amount will be distributed amongst employees.
Sure.
Because basically back pay for a period of time. And obviously, we fixed it, so going forward, there will be no issues going forward.
Basically a one-time payment to get us back to square one.
Right.
And then move forward.
We've already fixed it,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other comments or discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14C, resolution number R24-36, approving the agreement with RVW Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $58,800 for design, construction, and the electronics engineering phase services for Fiber Network Project 2024. This is CIP number 19-9.
Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution number R24-36 be adopted.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution R24-36. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14D, resolution number R24-37, amending the schedule of fees to update the water and sewer rates over a 5-year period beginning June 1st, 2024.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of resolution number R24-37.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R24-37. Any discussion? I would just say this is the culmination of the Committee of the Whole discussion that we had 2 weeks ago, where it was laid out from the study that HDR had done and the recommendation that HDR made to be able to fund the massive improvements we're going to see over the next 10 to 12 years in our water department. I think we all saw the need for it. We see that it needs to be funded, and this appears to be the smoothest way to do that. I would encourage staff over the next, this is going to go in June, so over the next couple of months, we have an opportunity on water bills or whatever to give an explanation, send out more. We're always saying we want to communicate better, and we all know that we can never communicate enough, especially on something like this, where we'll have a slight raise and people will see it and then say, I didn't know. So anything we can do to get the word out and let people know will be beneficial for all of us. So any other comments or thoughts in regard to this? All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes, and this time it's not April Fool's. Meeting adjourned.
We do have a CDA meeting
We do
immediately
have a CDA meeting immediately following.